Right, welcome back. This is going to be a Microsoft Deployment Tools 2012 Update 1 project, and this is video 1 of possibly 3. Maybe we can squeeze it into 2, but what we're going to be doing in this video is installing the 2 components needed to start using Microsoft deployment tools. As you can see, I've got a server, Windows Server 2012 R2. I'm running that on VMware, and if we go to the settings of the machine, just to sort of give you an idea of what the settings are, I've got this set up: 2 gigs of RAM, 4 processors. I've got 4 hard drives, because basically this server is mimicking servers that I use at work or in my schools. I've got the network adapter custom VM net 2, so that's on that subnet, and I have also got GNS3 linking this to my local LAN, as I described in my first video. So having said all of that, the first thing that we need to do is download the 2 components, which are ADK and obviously MDT 2012 Update 1. So I've already got a link that I've pasted here to speed this up. So let's do a copy and paste that into the browser. And there we have it. We've got Windows Assessment and Deployment Kit for Windows 8.1 preview, but that will do, even though 8.1 should be out shortly. So we'll hit the download button, and the ADK setup. So we say, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Hold on a sec. Okay, let's just save that, and then let's run it. Okay, right, that's better. Now there's 2 ways of doing this. You can actually install it, as it says here, install the Windows Assessment Deployment Kit for Windows 8.1 in that path, and what it will do, it will download all the relevant files, and then it will install it. Or we can download and then save it, so basically we can install it on other machines at another time. So what I'm going to choose to do is I'm going to download the whole thing so that we can use it another time. So I'm going to save it, or change where I save that, and I'm going to save it on, I'm going to save it in here and click next. Now we don't want to join the custom experience improvement program at this time, and then we click next, accept that, and it will now go ahead and start downloading. What I'll do at this point is pause the video, because obviously you've got better things to do than watch this. This could take up to 10 minutes or so to download, and then once that's completed, we'll continue. Okay, that is now downloaded. I did say it was going to take 10 minutes. That took more like 40 minutes to download, but it's down. and if we go, I've told it to save it into this folder. So we've got the setup ADK setup here, and the other folder is called installers. So what we'll do, we'll be using that file to start the process once we've got the other part or the other component. One thing I did forget to mention, that before I started all of this, I've taken a snapshot. So you can see here I've called it stage 1, and it's a pre-MDT install, so that if we have to go back, then we can without too much problems. So that could be a good idea if you're practicing, that you can set up the snapshot before we do the install. So close that. So now we'll download, that was the ADK that we've just downloaded, which we'll need, and now we're going to download the actual MDT 2012. So I'll paste that into here, and click the download. We want the 64-bit version of it. If you're going to be installing this on a server 2012 or server 2008 R2, it's always going to be 64-bit. So that's the version. We'll just click next, and then I'm going to choose the folder to save it in. So I'm going to choose downloads, click save, and that's finished. So let's have a look at what we've got now. So we've got our deployment, and we've got our ADK. So what we're going to do is install the ADK, go through the ADK setup now. So if we double click that, keep the defaults, click next. No, we do not want to participate at this moment. Click next, accept that. Now here we've got a few options. So these are the tools that you'll get with ADK, and we only need to have the deployment tools, the pre-installation environment. That's it. So, but what we'll do, I will, should I? No, we'll just stick with, we'll keep the user migration. That could be useful later on. We'll take those out. So it's basically, I'm selecting deployment tools, Windows pre-installation environment, user state migration tool, and then we say install. And once again, I'll pause the video while this process is done. Okay, so as you can see, this is now completed, so I'll click closed. The next thing we want to do is install the Microsoft Deployment Toolkit. So we'll double click on that, and this is pretty straightforward. You just click next, accept the terms, click next. You can either say I'm willing to participate in the customer experience, but we'll keep it as the default. Click next and then say install. Doesn't take long to install. Click finish, and there you have it. So now that's done. So if we go and let's show, these are the programs that these ones here. So you're going to get so if I do a right click and say pin to start, So that's our deployment workbench icon, and you're also going to get your deployment imaging tools environment. Pin that to start, and what else will we need? I think actually that will do us for now, because basically we'll be using the deployment development tool. So if I click on that for a second, just to make sure that's all installed correctly. Takes a little while to come up, and that's it. We have our deployment tool here. So we'll, in the next video, get into actually setting this all up ready to be used for deployment. Thank you for watching.